Okay, this is type 3. Type 3 deals with concentration dilution. Dilution, it occurs when you add solvents such as water to a solution. Concentration, when you take solvent such as water away. How do we identify a concentration dilution question? By the changes in the solvent, either water is added or taken away. The solute in these type of questions do not change. So as an example, we have a concentrated solution here on the left side. If we were to add water to the beaker, then at that point, the solution would become diluted. It would not be as concentrated as what it was previously was. And then the equation for concentration dilution, you can either use the top one or the bottom one. Either or is going to help you get the right answer. I'm going to stick with the top one though. C1 multiplied by V1, where C1 is concentration or dilution before, and V1 is the total volume before, equal to C2 multiplied by V2, where C2 is the concentration or dilution after, and V2 is the total volume after. So here's the first question. How many milliliters of 15.9 molar concentration of nitric acid is needed to make 500 milliliters of 0.250 molar nitric acid solution? Second question, how many milliliters of water was added to the concentrated nitric acid? The molar mass of nitric acid is 63.01 grams per mole. So usually what I like to do, I like to write the formula down. For this type of problems, it's always a good idea to write the formula down. And then box what you're being asked for. How many milliliters, okay? So basically, they gave us the concentration before, which is 15.9. We are being asked for how many milliliters. So with that being said, notice that milliliters is a unit of volume. So that's going to be V1. And it says it's needed to make 500 milliliters of 0.250 molar of nitric acid solution. So the 500 milliliters, that's the total volume after. And then this is going to be the concentration after. Okay. So at this point, basically what we're doing, we're looking for V1. Okay. And it really, if you think about the units, that's going to be helpful because uh, volume can be represented in milliliters. So technically, you would have known that you were either looking for V1 or V2, but in this scenario, it's going to be V1. Okay. So from there, I multiplied these two numbers on the right side, which I get 125. And I drop the information that's on the left side. And then at this point, I'm trying to isolate V1 by itself. So to be able to do that, I divide by 15.9 on both sides. I drop V1 down, this cancels out. And then I do 125 divided by 15.9, which is going to give me 7.86 milliliters of total volume before. Okay, because that's what V1 represents. Okay, now the second question, how many milliliters of water was added to the concentrated nitric acid? So before we answer this question, notice what we have so far. Okay, we have a container where the total volume before is 7.86 milliliters. Okay, that's how much space is taken inside the container, 7.86 milliliters. And then the concentration before is 15.9 molar. what they're asking you is basically how much water did we had to add to be able to have a volume of 500 milliliters to the concentrated solution of 0.250 molar. Okay, so in order for us to be able to find this number right here, which is 492.1 milliliters, we have to do the total volume after which they gave us to us, which is 500 milliliters, and then subtract it minus the total volume before, which would be 7.86 milliliters, and that would give us the volume of water added, which is 492.1 milliliters. Okay, so notice we started with this right here. We added 492.1 milliliters of water. Now our new volume is 500 milliliters and our concentration is 0.250 molar. Okay.